The Department of Homeland Security reports there are no credible terror threats to the U.S. following last night's attack in Manchester, but security still being beefed up as Memorial Day weekend marks the official kickoff of summer. So with hundreds of outdoor events taking place across the country, police will undoubtedly have their hands full, especially here in New York, where people are still on edge after a man drove through Times Square last week, killing one and injuring 23. But how will they keep us safe, and what can we do to help? Joining me now to discuss, the Clarion Project's national security analyst and a counterterrorism professor at Liberty University, Mauro is back. Welcome back, Ryan. How are you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about this a little bit. NYPD and Boston PD are definitely stepping up their efforts. What kind of changes should we expect to see in the wake of this attack?
Well, I think you're going to see very public shows of force. It won't just be the undercover operatives that are around looking for people, but it's to reassure the public so that economic activity can continue, seeing that presence, and even for a terrorist operative that wants to have maximum impact, if they see a heavy police presence and it seems like they have their act together, it may deter them for a little while. But we have Ramadan coming up.
That was my next question, because you know, I think a lot of people assume that, you know, Ramadan is a high holiday in Islam and that takes place over a number of days, and because of that, the faithful would be less likely, radical Islamists that is, less likely to perpetrate attacks. But you're saying the risk actually goes up. Why is that?
No, it's actually the opposite, and the Islamists overall, but especially ISIS, are very clear about this. What they actually preach is that during Ramadan, because it's considered to be this holy time, you are under 10 times the obligation to engage in violent jihad, and if you die doing so, the reward is 10 times greater. So those people that were thinking of carrying out an attack, if they want to have the maximum reward, they would wait until the time period of Ramadan because they're incredibly selfish. So they're thinking of those 72 virgins and they're saying, yeah, but I can get 10 times as many if I do it during Ramadan. So
does the, I guess, success of the Manchester attack, the fact that it is such a high-profile event, and with Ramadan right around the corner, just days away from commencing, are we at a higher risk right now, and what should people do?
Well, I would almost consider, if you're nervous to be a patriotic act to go about your life, be vigilant and be prepared to act if you see something suspicious, but you should be doing that anyway. I don't want to have our economy hurt and reward the terrorists, give them the terror that they seek, and recognize if you are someone who's nervous about this and you're concerned about this issue, you being present at these events helps protect other people because you're not complacent. You're the one that will help see something and maybe do something about it. But it's very important that we don't give in to the terrorists and cancel plane tickets or anything like that.
More concealed carry?
And so that's really my thought about that, yeah.
Should we have more concealed carry?
Sure. I mean, especially as this threat continues to grow, and when you talk to counterterrorism personnel, everyone agrees that this is continuing to grow over and over, and that's the future looks more and more like this. But one of the things that we can do, and Trump hinted at this, call them losers. I love that. We're waging an ideological war, so public statements are going to matter. And I'm not saying Trump had a lot of analytical thought behind calling them losers. But the way radical Islam works is that when they succeed, that's seen as Allah's blessing, and then a lot of radicals join that group. So we need to do a better job of bragging and saying, we are kicking your ass. You are the losers. And when we take away one of their cities,
we should bully them like middle schoolers.
Out of it.
You're absolutely right. Ryan, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.